Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I'm just making a little video just to show you guys my 250 and my KTM. So this is in my basement. Um, we actually cleaned it all out and it's somewhat organized. My workbench is a mess right now because I've been working on the bikes. It was getting cleaned up, but I've been doing a little bit of everything right now. I've got my tools kind of organized down here for the winter. I've got the bikes set up nice so that I have enough room, and I'm going to bring my other workbench down here so I can also have an extra workbench for extra space. But yeah, this video is just to kind of show you the bikes, update them a little bit because it's been a while since you've seen them. So this is the 1986 KTM125MX that we picked up for $100 2 years ago, and we're doing a full, complete restoration down to the piece of metal, down to the nail and file. With this bike so far, what you see is basically mint. Everything on it is either new or has been restored by us. This is actually polished from a piece of metal. It will come off, but so far, I'll start with what we did. We painted the frame, painted the swing arm. We cleaned up the axle. It's in good shape. It'll work for what we did. We bought all new caps, all new bearings for the swing arm, all new linkage bearings, painted that frame, like I said. New plastics. These are $270 plastics for the kit. These acrylics for the gas tank. We had custom made. As you can see, they're not a tight fit, but they look decent. Painted the radiators, cleaned those out real good. We rebuilt the fork seals. Those are all brand new. Everything's been cleaned up, polished. These fork boots don't belong here, obviously. We bought these separate graphics, and the bike has been sitting. This bar pad is new. We had to cut it a little bit to make it fit, but this is brand new. We got new grips waiting. So we bought the chain guide here is brand new. This chain guide is brand new. This metal piece is also brand new because the other one was all dented and messed up from the old chain. So as you can see, it's pretty clean. It's been sitting in my basement, but this is an overview of a 125 GS. As you can see, it looks similar, except the only difference is really the swing arm is a little bit wider on this bike. The forks are a little bit longer because this is actually a woods bike, not a motocross bike like this bike. The seat doesn't have the KTM, the tank doesn't have the KTM, and the subframe, as you can see on this one, there's no extra subframe that comes out onto the fender. On this bike there is. So this is a bike that someone restored. The only thing they didn't do that we're doing is we're painting the gas tank because we already did paint it because it was all yellow just like that one. It looks okay, but it doesn't really match. You can tell the difference distinctly. But been polishing pieces and working on it, and this is the only original piece on the bike as of right now is this cover with this old sticker that says World Championship 1984-1985 Motocross 250cc. So that's pretty cool. That's the only original piece on our bike. Every nut and bolt is clean. Everything's been degreased and polished, and it's really looking good. We got a few more pieces to show you of this real quick. Here's the rear fender. We just didn't mount yet. So stock. The hubs were black. We painted them to match the frame because they look nicer. We painted those rims. We bought new rim graphics, new spokes that we actually sent the old ones out because they were all rusty and just corroded. So we sent new ones out, new spokes and nipples, new wheel bearings, front and rear. We didn't start the front or the rear yet because we still got to strip the black paint off the hub. Here's the engine. It's almost ready to go. Just needs a few bearings and replacement pieces. The carb needs to be cleaned out real good. But we've got everything we need. You can see I started cleaning this with some sandpaper and steel wool. You can tell the difference, how clean it'll be when it's done compared to what it was like. Polished a few pieces, like I said. I can clean this up real quick so you guys can see how shiny I got this. So you can tell where I polished, obviously, because you could actually see my finger in it. The shock was white. We're painting it white again, but I got to strip all the old paint off. I've been working at this for a couple hours. And that's pretty much it for that bike. Everyone wanted to see an update of it, so there it is. It looks pretty good. It's coming along. Parts from Austria are not cheap at all, but that's that bike. So my other project bike is my 2001 KX250, and it's looking good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over what the bike had, what it was like when I picked it up, and then I'll show you what I've done so far and what I've got left. So, when I got the bike, it had a blown up Vertex piston. It had broken power valves. The crank needed to be rebuilt. It needed a crank rebuild. So since then, we've split the cases. I've cleaned everything almost as best as I could. It could still be a little bit better. Oh, and it did come with the fatty pipe and the shorty silencer. I didn't do that myself, but I did polish that, so it looks good. So, like I was saying, and also the oversized radiators came with this bike. These aren't stock. So since I've gotten it, I started with the frame. I painted that nice silver, and it's held up nice. It looks good. We split the cases, and I had the crank sent out to Kennel Counter Racing in Danielson, Connecticut. He rebuilt my crank. So it's got a hot rods, connecting rod, stock crank, webs. I bought a Wiseco piston, threw that thing in there. We threw it together. I had to buy a new clutch basket because my other one was all damaged and broke when we were trying to take it off. So it wouldn't have lasted long anyways. New front sprocket because the old one broke also because it was all shot. So things I need to do is buy a new rear sprocket, a new chain, even though I have everything I need to ride it right now. I don't want to. I bought new plastics. I'll show you those in a second. That's actually the new front number plate. I put it on to see what it'll look like. It looks okay. I put those new grips, the Pro Taper grips. And that's really it. I spent a lot of money though, believe it or not, because I did new linkage bearings too. New fork seals. So the linkage is rebuilt and cleaned up. Fork seals don't leak that much. They're still on their new oil. That was $70 worth of oil I bought because I used the AMSOIL stuff. It has I don't remember what kind of handlebars these are. These aren't stock, I know that because stock is rental. And basically I cleaned it up. I rebuilt the motor. Me and my buddy did that. I had to buy a couple new little circlips, a couple new nuts. It had the seat cover on it also. I keep forgetting mods that this bike has. DID, no, not DID. My 125 is DID rims. This bike has, what are they called? This bike has the Takasago Excel rims, the silver. I don't know if I can find it right now. Dunlop tires. Can't find it. I don't know if it's on the other side or where it is. I'd like to show you guys. Come on. Alright, well I guess I can't find it right now. I'll actually have this bike apart again soon because I have to fix a few things. Like I was saying, I have to fix, you can see the oil on the floor, oil out of the counter shaft seal. That's an easy fix. Just pop the old one out and push the new one in. Killer compression. It's an awesome bike. So I gotta replace that. And I'm gonna buy new radiator hoses because I can. I'm gonna buy new little stuff like I'm gonna buy a rebuild kit for my water pump because as you can see there's water going into my case. And my phone's going up. Oh, I also bought new power valves for this bike. I didn't say that. I have new rear wheel bearings for it sitting for when it needs it. And that's it really. So it's in good shape. I mean, it's cleaned up nice. I've got some work to do before I can ride it around and make some YouTube videos of it running again like I did. But it's coming along. It's close. By the end of the winter, I'll have it mint. And I'll probably have another one going of some sort because that one's going to be finished soon too because we've got parts coming in to finish it. So that's basically it with this. And I'm pretty happy with it. I need a couple little seals, water pump rebuild kit. So I'm going to tear the bike down again because I've got a few engine modifications I want to make to fix it and make it run more efficiently because we had to build a gasket to close the gap in between the cases, which it worked, but it's coming up in my crankcase now, so I don't want that to ruin my cylinder. So I'll be tearing this apart again, and I'll probably just take the whole bike apart to clean it again because I want it to be nice. But here's the new plastic kit I bought. You can see it right here. It looks nice. They're nice and shiny and clean and new. So I have to buy new graphics. So there's some KTM stuff down there. That's what the bike looked like when we got it. As you can tell, we're rusted to crap, filthy, nasty. It looks like it sat in a pond for a month or two. I mean, who knows what this bike went through. So we bought a new crank because for 30 bucks, we found this on eBay. Still no play at all. A little bit of side to side, but no up and down, as you can see. Just side to side. And that's basically it with this for now. I'm gonna get that shock painted. I'm gonna polish more parts. Here's what 27-year-old beat to crap bike's chain guide looks like. See that? That's gouges from the chain on a teeny little clutch basket. Teeny. If you looked at the ones from a 250 or my KX125, it's like probably double that size. But we've got it going good. It's coming along. Now that I can work down here, I'm probably gonna have my workbench going right here. Move this table and have it going right here, and that way I have enough room. Got plenty of tools, plenty of stuff, and yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Upstairs I've got my 125 and I've got my brother's little 110. So I'm probably gonna be moving those down here. I want to ride a couple more times before I park the 125, but pretty much I'm just hanging out down here all winter, working on bikes. So I'm kind of looking into another bike to do, because this one's gonna be more me and my dad. I'm looking for another one for myself to rebuild like this one, because once this one's finished, I'm bored again and I have nothing good to do. So if anyone finds anything good, I'm in Connecticut. Just contact me via YouTube, I guess. So comment, subscribe, let me know what you think of the bikes. It's pretty cool. It's nice being able to work in my basement where it's nice and warm. But yeah, expect a couple of riding videos. I don't know when. Hopefully this weekend. If not this weekend, maybe the weekend after that. Because I'm probably gonna ride until the snow comes and the first snow falls, when I'll park the bike. So they're calling for snow. It's not even Thanksgiving yet, so I can't see how they could be calling for snow soon. But I'll keep you guys updated on what's going on with this, what's going on with that, what's going on with the bikes upstairs, and well, like I said, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. I'm all up for input and ideas, anything like that. So let me know what's going on, and see you guys later.